All right, if you're a San Francisco 49er fan, you have heard someone say fire Kyle Shanahan. It's just how it is. It's just the environment that we are currently in with the 49ers being underperformers and, having a losing record. Everyone's upset and angry and looking for answers, looking for fixes. And the I think the easiest one to try to make yourself feel better is just to say fire Kyle Shanahan. You get a little dopamine hit. You're like, ooh, it feels like if we fire Kyle, everything will be better. But I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree. But first, let's listen to Deebo Samuel talk about if he believes Kyle Shanahan is on the hot seat. Not even if he should be fired, if he's just on the hot seat. And take a listen to what Deebo Samuel has to say right here.
There is conversation, and obviously any time you have a team that's not really getting wins the way that they should be, we automatically go to the coach. And there's a lot of people that feel like Kyle Shanahan is in the hot seat right now. Do you agree with that?
I don't think so. Kind of since I've been here, I don't think we had nothing but one losing season, and I think that was COVID. And you can sit back and you can harp on, everybody being injured. That year I had a broke foot. I think Jawan Jennings was out that whole year with he pulled his hamstring off the bone. I think Trent was out. Jimmy Garoppolo. Like we can harp on like injuries, but at the end of the day, that's a part of the game.
Of course.
But other than that, you can't show me a losing season that he's had since I've been here. First year Super Bowl, second year, COVID hit. Year after that, NFC Championship. Year after that, NFC Championship again. Last year, Super Bowl. So it's like, why are you saying he in the hot seat? At the end of the day, we 5-6 right now, but we got like 6-7 games ahead. And at the end of the day, like, Kyle is one of the smartest, most player. You like those player coaches that people could ask for.
Yeah.
And so I don't kind of get into he in the hot seat, he this, he that. But at the end of the day, like, you can't show me a season where he had a losing season. Well, since I've been in the league, and I just look at it from me going in the building every day, just see his approach to the game. Even though like we kind of behind the 8 ball right now, but he don't look at it that way. He's
right.
like, if he can start it all over again, this is where he'll want to be.
Yeah. It's. I don't think that your guys' season is a reflection of him doing anything differently necessarily. Do you think that that's an overall problem in the league, that the turnover rate of coaches is way too high? Like, we're way too quick to let go of. We've seen it even happen this season. Coaches being let go when they're not winning games, or the season isn't as successful as they thought it was going to be. Do you feel like we do that too often in the NFL?
Kind of, but I don't kind of look around the league, or
You're focused.
Or see what other teams got going on. At the end of the day, we can only control like what's in our building, not what's going on somewhere else. But I think it kind of shows what type of coach Kyle is, from the higher ups to him. Because at the end of the day, like you say, like, you got a lot of coaches switching here and there. Like, I've been here 6 years, and it ain't been a conversation about guys, maybe I won't be here, or this is that and the third. Because at the end of the day, I feel like John and Jed know what kind of coach they have, and the kind of culture that they built here for us, the team. So I feel like, I don't really look into like what's going on around the league or whatever, but we can just look at us and just worry about what we got going on.
Fair enough.
So, first of all, I wouldn't expect Deebo Samuel to come on here and say, yeah, he should be on the hot seat, even if he was. So just want to be ultra transparent about that. But I do believe what Deebo is saying. Like, I do believe that he doesn't fundamentally believe that Kyle Shanahan should be on the hot seat. I think he really does believe the things that he's saying, and that he means what he's saying. So, again, two things can be true at once. I don't think Deebo would come on here and say anything about Kyle if he did believe that, but I do believe him. I believe what he's saying. And because I think if you are someone who has the ability to process this situation in its totality and not just focus on how upset you are and how pissed off you are about how the season has gone and how it feels like a lost year, and if you can remove your emotions from it and try to tap into your logical side of your brain to understand, does it actually logically make sense to fire Kyle Shanahan? there are no ranges of outcomes where it comes to like, yeah, yeah. I mean, I could totally understand the feeling. I could understand kind of the how it might feel like it could lead to that, how it could be like, oh, maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time for a new culture, a change of things. And, maybe things have soured, with ownership. There has been some, contentious points, about some of the quarterback stuff and, Jimmy and Trey and Brock. Does that stuff carry over? And does that break and come to a head? But regardless of any of that, I think that you have to look at it from multiple different angles. The 49ers, Jed York specifically, gave Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch multiple year contract extensions just this past 2023 in the offseason, making them very well compensated. And first of all, if you want to talk about a business move, which it would be firing your head coach and your general manager, you have to talk about it from a business perspective. That means Jed would have to openly eat tens of millions of dollars just to go try and hope to find someone who would want to come in here and start from scratch, and rebuild everything, coaching staff, uh, front office executives, everything. You'd have to restart from scratch, and you'd have to hope that you land a GM and coaching pair that work and that are better than John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And there's no guarantee that's going to happen. So not only would you willingly move on from a successful partnership between Kyle and John, but you'd pay them tens of millions of dollars to go away and then pay a new coach and general manager to come in on top of that. And it doesn't make logical sense. And then you think about having to get a brand new entire coaching staff. Kosurik's gone, Holland's gone, Bobby Turner's gone, Forster's gone. Everyone on that coaching staff is gone because you fire Kyle Shanahan. So you have to replace all of those guys. Who knows what the scheme is going to be? It's not like we're just going to run the same exact scheme with someone else. They're going to bring in their own thought processes and ideologies. And again, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense if you're like wanting to vent and you want to be frustrated and you want to, like I said, get a little dopamine hit and be like, oh yeah, fire Kyle because that's going to fix everything. It's not going to fix anything. It's not going to fix everything. It's a situation where you could actually make things significantly worse if that were the case. And, I think we talk about the season and we can also say all of these things. And I want to be crystal clear without saying that Kyle Shanahan's a perfect coach and he doesn't have anything that he can be critiqued for or criticized for or should improve or should adjust. There are plenty of things that Kyle can be better at. We're not saying that he's a perfect coach and he's above critique or above criticism, but again, it's everything is just so emotional about firing him. It's just an emotional thought process. It's an emotional reaction to a down season. Football's about body of work, and the body of work that these guys have put together in building a culture, building rosters, and doing things again. Although it hasn't been perfect and there have been misses and draft misses and free agency misses and things like that, it doesn't mean they haven't been successful. They have been to 2 Super Bowls. They have been to multiple NFC Championship games, some in which they've won. Obviously, they've won 2. But, they haven't got it done in the biggest of moments, which a lot of fans are upset about, which totally understandable. But that isn't a reason to fire someone. It's so challenging and so difficult to, first of all, even get to a Super Bowl, let alone win one, that just firing a guy just because, oh, it didn't work out, like, okay, there's no guarantee anyone you're bringing in is going to even get you back to the playoffs. So I don't know. I still continue to think it's a ridiculous notion. It's one thing that, I get it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in the chat who agree that the 49ers should fire Kyle Shanahan, and you can believe that. I just, we just happen to disagree on that particular topic. And I think it's not only just me, but I think it's pretty much anyone who has a credible football mind wouldn't even mention the notion of firing him. Like you could see a scenario, you could see a range of outcome where that is a range of outcome, but the percentage chance that it is an actual range of outcome, I think, is so paper thin that it would never come to fruition. It would take a lot of things to happen for that to be the ramifications. So that's my take on it. You guys can let me know in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.